Okay, we're up Sasquatch hunting up at Sasquatch Provincial Park, British Columbia, Canada. And we're at Deer Lake Campground, campsite number 12. And the reason I'm staying at campsite number 12 is in 1995, the person staying here found Bigfoot tracks in a trail at the back of his campsite. And I'll show you the trail out. And yeah, I brought some good supplies this time. I even brought a native tracker with me, and she's right over here. There's my lovely wife. What? No? You're not the native tracker? Well, I brought her along for company anyways. And here's the trail that they were talking about in the back of the campsite. Lots of ferns back here. One thing I noticed that Sasquatch hunters are always talking about, and people looking for Sasquatches, about the food source. And in BC here, there's a lot of food sources. But one food source I didn't know about until the other day there in Deer Lake. My kids were pulling out a lot of clams. And I mean a lot of clams. So if Sasquatches eat clams, there's a huge food source there. And I had my binoculars out, and at the other end of the lake there was something brown, but it was so far away I couldn't see it, make out what it was. So this trail, it's not much of a trail, but it leads up to a bigger trail that people use. And later on we'll go hike that trail and just see if we can find anything. I just came up the trail from campsite number 9. Seems like a well-used trail. And then there's a trail in the back here that I'm going to walk along. It's my tracking dog. There's a trail heading down towards Deer Lake on the opposite end where the campers are. It's July right now. Mosquitoes are pretty bad. Totally covered up. They're biting my hands and my neck. Any part that's exposed. A little frustrating. The dog's a good tracker, because if I don't see any tracks, she smells them, and I usually stop and start looking for tracks. The only thing so far she started sniffing out was a mouse, and she was right into that. One thing I noticed, the opposite side of the bank that I can't get to unless I want to get wet, some skunk cabbage over there. It's all knocked down. Hopefully something's been trampling in there. I don't know, maybe to get to the water or... July 3rd, and last night about 4:30 in the morning, the birds were chirping away and stuff, so I put my earplugs in so I could get some sleep. And then about 10 after 6, my wife woke me up and said, "Oh, do you hear that noise?" And it sounded like it was coming from the other side of the lake, and it was kind of like a screaming, howling sound, and a bit of an echo to it. And it wasn't like a long howl or anything, it was like a short one. And my wife says she counted, and it went off about 30 times. After about 20 howls, it sounded like something else responded. And then it stopped for a little while, and then it started up again. But it seemed to be like a constant. Every 5 or 7 seconds it was going off. And it didn't sound like a person. But, you know, it could possibly be a person. But the funny thing is, afterwards in the morning I talked to my wife about it, and she says, "You know what, I kind of believe that there might be a Sasquatch out there now." And I said to her, "What, you never believed there was?" And she said, "No." And the funny thing is, I didn't know my wife thought that way, because I kind of believe that I'm kind of like 80% that there is a Sasquatch in North America. But I didn't know my wife was a non-believer, but she's starting to think that there might be now. So I'm going to go check out the other side of the lake and see what I can see there. And hopefully I can come across some footprints or something, because I know where some muddy areas are, so I'm going to go check those out right now. I walked this trail yesterday, and this tree wasn't broken. Going across the trail here. Funny thing, it wasn't windy last night. I was out here about 9 o'clock last night, so this happened. See, it's about 6 feet up where it was snapped off. I guess I could maybe pull this thing down if I grab both hands and put my feet on the tree behind it. But it was, looks like it was snapped off to me, because it's not a rotten tree or anything. Okay, come to a stream here. I guess you can probably pass it through the water, or there's a log over there. It always scares me when my dog walks across the log. Sophie, stay. Stay. Sophie, stay. Stay. Oh, we can see how well my dog listens. Lots of berries out right now for the animals to eat. So now I'm on the opposite side of the campsite. The campsite is over in that green area there. And this is where I think the noise was coming from, over here somewhere. So I decided I would check the shoreline here. See if I can find any footprints. I found footprints of geese and people. But I'm just going to keep on walking and see if I can find any big footprints. But you can see it's relatively secluded over on the side. Haven't run into anybody yet. Yeah, I just finished on the beach there. I didn't see any Sasquatch tracks. I'm following one of these small streams up because of the soft bank and stuff. And I come over here for a drink. I should be able to see it in the sand, and most people don't come up here. Nice area. Well, that's it for today. I didn't find any tracks, but those yells or howls that we heard at 6:10 in the morning got me really interested, so I'm going to probably come back this year and check this area out again. Thanks for watching. Bruce Causier.